Return to Kyrat and enter the mind of the madman Pagan Min. Hey there friends, it's Codiak here. Welcome back to Legacy Gaming. Today, we're diving in to check out Control, the second Far Cry 6 DLC, to find out if it's worth your time. Alright guys, let's cut straight to the point, no BS. The second DLC, Control, is exactly the same as the first DLC, Insanity. I mean, I called this way back when, right? And you knew it was going to happen, so if you played the first DLC and you liked it, great, you're getting more of the same. But if you hated it, well then you pretty much know to stay clear. For all of you who haven't checked out the DLC or may just want to know a bit more about the Far Cry 6 expanded content, let's break it all down. This time around, you play as Pagan Min, the narcissistic villain from Far Cry 4. When you start the game entering the mind of Pagan, you're transported to a reimagined Kyrat, and many of the locations and themes will feel immediately familiar. Much like with Insanity, the second DLC pulls on as many threads from Far Cry 4, the base material, as possible, bringing back characters, iconic moments, and locations from that game, and putting a new twist on something familiar to make it feel fresh. In terms of gameplay, things are exactly as they were the first time around, and I mean exactly. Because the DLCs adopt a roguelite model, you start off with nothing but a pistol. You'll then spend the next few hours wandering across the map, discovering shrines that either reward you with new weapon cases, or various perks that enhance Pagan's ability to survive the enemies of his own mind. As I predicted a few months back, this time around we're looking at a different set of guns to unlock and utilize. The real standout is the SSG-P58, one of the best rifles in the game, which you can promptly unlock, making the DLC that much easier. As you clear shrines, kill enemies, and collect Respect, the DLC's currency, you can upgrade your various weapons and perks. There are some slight, ever so slight changes to perks, but nothing that will drastically change the flow of the gameplay. One thing I do want to highlight about the DLC was the various missions embedded into the world. We saw this in the Insanity DLC as well, just crazy quests that push the envelope in terms of storytelling. In one instance, you have to traverse a sideways tower while listening to a fake inner monologue, while in another spot you end up having to drain a lake and discover a hidden monastery built on the foundation of your own vanity. It's really neat environmental storytelling, and for the second time in the Far Cry 6 DLCs, I found myself really enjoying the work that the team put into this specific content and making it unique. Outside of those moments, the DLC left me just wishing the Ubisoft team would have busted out of the mold they put themselves in. I knew it wasn't going to happen, the road had already been paved, but to experience the exact same thing with a new coat of paint is just a letdown. I know a lot of folks just want to play as their favorite villain, and in that respect, I say the DLC delivers. Playing as Pagan Min, hearing him retell the Far Cry 4 experience from his own perspective is a wild trip. The narcissism is on full display, but there's also a relatable side to the character that makes you invest just a bit more in what you're doing. Sadly, none of that takes away from the fact that the DLC is the exact same content. Have I said that already? Seriously, there's no real point in dragging out this video any longer because what you see is what you get. A carbon copy of the first DLC with Pagan Min at the center, a new set of guns to tool around with, and some changes to the quests that do manage to stand out. To that end, you already know if the DLC is worth your time. If you played Insanity and liked it, then play Control. You'll enjoy it again, but if you didn't like the roguelite nature of the first DLC, then there is nothing, absolutely nothing about Control you're going to enjoy. At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with Control. It's the same Far Cry 6 gameplay built into a roguelite, and if that's something that interests you, great. But in my mind, no matter how attached to the villains you are, it's hard to get excited about the same chunk of content copy and pasted. There are moments that shine and some decent storytelling, but Ubisoft has a long-standing reputation of doing this with their content, padding out games so that they feel more expansive than they actually are. Spending more money on more or less the same content is not going to win over many new fans, and that should be the goal of DLCs, to keep expanding on the story of the game and hopefully keep people invested or even win over some new players. Anyways, friends, that's enough of that. You know we've been covering Far Cry 6 since the very beginning, and if you appreciate the work we've been doing, we'd appreciate your support. Hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing for more Far Cry content in your feeds. We've got a few more stops on the 2022 roadmap, including new story missions in the main game and the final DLC featuring Joseph Seed, so keep it right here for all those videos. Also, we invite you to join us on Discord. We've got a great group closing in on 8,000 strong, spread across dozens of great games, so check out the link in the description and join today. Finally, if you like everything we're doing here on the channel and you want to support us even more, you can do so by becoming a member. For just $1 or $2, you're helping Liv and I achieve our dreams of doing YouTube full-time. Check out the join button below to learn more. My name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.